It's nice to see you again, Westchester. Thank you for subscribing. It is Thursday, May 21st, 2026, and I'm Benita Ties with the Westchester Chronicle. On Tuesday, a little over 79,000 ballots were cast across Chester County for Democratic and Republican candidates for governor, lieutenant governor, House representatives at the state and federal level, as well as positions in the Democratic and Republican Party at the local and state levels. Most candidates ran unopposed. However, in the race for the Republican candidate for lieutenant governor, endorsed candidate Jason Ritchie beat challenger John Venture, who secured a little more than 25% of the vote. In a notable defeat on the Democratic side, Chair of the Chester County Democrats Charlotte Vallejo and former Chair of the Chester County Democrats and current Westchester Borough Council member Brian McGinnis lost their bids for state committee, while Vice Chair of the Westchester Democratic Committee Kristen Gerling was the top vote getter in the county for Democratic State Committee. So now the ballots are set for November. A slate of Democrats are trying to defend their seats from a slate of Republicans, with Governor Josh Shapiro being challenged by State Treasurer Stacey Garrity. Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis is being challenged by lawyer Jason Ritchie. Congresswoman Christy Houlihan is being challenged by National Guard chaplain Marty Young. And State Rep Chris Pielli is defending his seat from local small business owner Chris Volrath. The general election is on November 3rd, and the deadline to register is October 19th. If you would like to register now, you can visit vote.pa.gov for all the information that you need. We will be reaching out to all the candidates on the ballot in Westchester for our annual Digital Candidate Forum in October. Until then, stay tuned to the Westchester Chronicle for local coverage of the 2026 election. On Thursday, May 14th, the Transportation Management Association of Chester County, or TMAC, held their annual Bike to Work Day. The event continues their mission of encouraging Chester County residents to incorporate bike riding into their daily commute and reducing traffic on roads and highways. During the event, Patricia Quinn of the Chester County Planning Commission informed those riders of their on-the-road bike plan, a survey requesting information from residents and visitors on how they feel about riding their bikes on roads in Chester County. Included in that survey is an interactive map where you can input areas that could use improvement to be more hospitable to bike commuters. The link to the survey can be found at chescoplanning.org and in the comments below. The Chester Valley Trail is currently 18 miles long and, as of 2023, has been extended to connect to the Schuylkill River Trail in Norristown. Chester County is also working on adding an extension to the western side of the trail to give access to residents in Downingtown. At this time, there are no trails connecting residents of Westchester to other areas across Chester County, a reality that has not gone unnoticed by residents. During this month's Borough Council work session on Monday the 18th, John O'Brien, who is the chair of the Transportation Advisory Committee, gave his annual report to the council. This report primarily discussed results of the transportation survey, which delved into how residents travel through the borough. The survey received 581 responses from November of 2025 to February of 2026. The majority of responders generally drive or walk to the borough, as 45% of them noted that they don't ride a bike in Westchester because bicycles do not serve their transportation needs, or they just don't have an interest in biking. As for the trails, while 50% of residents use Westchester's local trails for recreation, 22% of them are unaware that we have trails at all. Individual responses showed a need for the borough trails and various sidewalks to be more interconnected, as they pose safety risks for residents who have to walk or ride on the road alongside vehicles. Mr. O'Brien then posed to the council a means of identifying sidewalks in need of improvement by giving each sidewalk in the borough a safety rating based on their connectivity to each other, ADA compliance, visibility, proximity to grocery stores, places of faith, community centers, and more. The scoring method is under construction, but the goal of the safety ratings is to be approved by Borough Council so that future grant applications for sidewalk improvements can have a concrete description of their individual needs. You can find the report and the data for that report at west-chester.com. How you get around the borough impacts your day-to-day life. How would you like to see your commute improved? Let us know in the comments below. And now, here's Josh with our sports report.
Thanks, Benita. This is Josh Gordon with your Westchester Chronicle Sports Update. First up, let's check in on Chester County High School baseball. The District 1 baseball playoffs opened on Monday, May 18th, and Chester County teams were right in the middle of the action. Let's start with Class 6A. Coatesville and Downingtown West both earned first-round byes. Coatesville came in as the number 5 seed in Class 6A, while Downingtown West entered as the number 1 seed. Both teams advanced automatically to the second round. Downingtown East opened the tournament with a 5-1 win over Council Rock North. That was a strong start for the Cougars, who got the job done with pitching, defense, and enough offense to move on. Westchester Henderson also advanced, beating Quakertown 5-4. That was a tight one, but the Warriors found a way to survive and move into the next round. Avon Grove was part of one of the most dramatic games of the opening round. The Red Devils fell to Souderton 6-5 in 12 innings. Avon Grove had a 5-2 lead in the top of the 12th, but Souderton rallied in the bottom half to win it. Great Valley also saw its season end in a close game, falling to Wissahickon 5-4. Over in Class 5A, Westchester Ruston had one of the most impressive results of the first round. The Golden Knights shut out Hatboro Horsham 10-0. That is exactly the kind of complete playoff performance you want. Strong pitching, clean defense, and early offense. Westchester East also moved on in Class 5A, beating Upper Merion 14-4. The Vikings offense stayed hot, and that kind of run production makes East a dangerous team in this bracket. So after the first round, Chester County still has Coatesville, Downingtown West, Downingtown East, Westchester Henderson, Westchester East, and Westchester Ruston alive in the District 1 playoffs. Avon Grove and Great Valley both bowed out, but both teams went down in close competitive games. The Chestmont League is once again showing why it is one of the strongest baseball conferences in Pennsylvania. Next up, let's take a look at how the Westchester University men's baseball team is doing. Westchester University baseball continues to put together another impressive postseason run. The Golden Rams opened the PSAC tournament with a 13-5 win over Shepherd. They followed that up with a 6-2 win over IUP to advance to the PSAC championship game. In the title game, Millersville edged Westchester 2-1 to win the 2026 PSAC championship. Despite the loss, Westchester earned the number 1 seed in the NCAA Atlantic Regional. The Golden Rams responded with a 15-4 win over Bloomsburg, a 22-7 win over East Stroudsburg, and a 14-7 regional final win over East Stroudsburg to claim the NCAA Atlantic Regional title. Westchester University now advances to the NCAA Atlantic Super Regional for a rematch with Millersville, with a trip to the Division II College World Series on the line. We will keep you updated on their progress. Finally, we wanted to take a moment to congratulate Brennan Gaines, a 15-year-old sophomore from Bayard Ruston High School, who finished 4th overall at the PIAA District Championship in the 100-meter race. His time of 10.75 broke the Ruston School record. Way to go, Brennan. Also, congratulations goes out to the Westchester Henderson Women's AAA 4x800 relay team, who came in 5th place at the PIAA District Championship, which qualified them for the state championship coming up at Shippensburg University. Way to go, Elise, Kennedy, Brinlea, and Julia. Well, that does it for tonight's sports report. If you have a story or team you would like us to cover, hit us up on our socials and we'll be in touch. For the Westchester Chronicle, this is Josh Gordon. Until next time.
Thank you, Josh. And that's all for today's episode. As always, we want to thank you for your time, and we hope to see you soon. Our weekly newspaper will be delivered on Tuesday next week, as we will be observing Memorial Day. However, our digital paper will go out to our subscribers on Monday. So if you don't want to wait, be sure to subscribe by clicking the link in the comments below. It's only $7 a month, and every penny goes directly towards supporting local news. Until next time, I'm Benita Times with the Westchester Chronicle.